Hi, I'm Kevin, a speech-language pathologist editor here at Super Duper Publications. And today I want to share a little bit of information with you about a great game that we have working on position words called Flamingo Bingo. Now, Flamingo Bingo is going to have 16 laminated game boards. We're going to have 8 game boards that are double-sided. On one side, you're going to have a Lotto board that's going to have 8 pictures on it. And on the other side, you're going to have 9 pictures of like a regular Lotto board that you would use with any other game. Now, how do we play this game? Well, what we do is we basically focus on what activity the student is needing help with. So we're going to work on position words that include in and out, over, under, above, below, on and off, up and down, around, through, in front and behind, beside and between. What we'll do is we basically pick a game board. There's 3 different ways to play this game. We can either do bingo, or we can do Lotto, or we can do memory match. Say if we want to do the Lotto game, what we do is we basically take the Lotto board. Each child can choose their own board. So once they choose their board, then we're going to take our cards here. Now, each card is going to come with a picture on the front. For example, this one says over, and this is another one that says over. 2 different pictures, but it's the same concept. So what the students will do, we will mix these cards up, and then we'll just place them in the middle of the game board, so like in the middle of the therapy table, etc. So we'll divide the game boards up. This is the game, the stack of cards that we call the play cards, where the students will actually choose their card from. The student will select a card, and for case this is going to be around, then they will check their game board to see if they have around on there. If around is on the game board, like it is here, the students will take that and place it on top of the picture. They will continue to select a card out of the game stack. So for this one, the next card on the top is up. If this picture is not on their game board, then they will actually take this card and they will place it over and make a discard pile. That way, when the next student comes along, when it's their turn, they can either choose from the play stack or the discard pile, depending on if they need that card to complete their board. The students will continue in turn, play around each time until their game board is actually completely covered. This is going to let them work on not only just a specific task, but all of the different position word cards are in there as well. If we want to do Lotto, this is the game board we choose. If we decide to do Bingo, we just basically turn the game card over. Each student, once again, will select their bingo card. We're going to play it kind of the same way with this. We're going to take the cards, and once again, we're going to mix them up. Each student is going to receive 9 different foam tokens. Now, these foam tokens are going to be like any kind of bingo chip or anything that you would use for a bingo game. Of course, they will take the first chip and place it in the center of the bingo board, so that's your free space that we always get. Now, the way we play this is we're going to do the same thing that we did with Lotto, and what we're looking for is for the students to have fun and participate to try to get 3 in a row, whether it's up and down or diagonally on the game board. With this, again, they will actually choose the card. The caller will actually call out the card and say, up. The flamingo is going up the ladders on this slide. The students will then look on their game board, see if they have that piece, and if they do, then they will cover it with the foam token appropriately, and then they're going to try to continue along in the game until they get 3 in a row, like I said, up and down or diagonally on there. So we have already discussed the first 2 ways. We can either play this as a Lotto game or as a bingo game, but there's also a third variation that we can use where we don't use the game boards at all. We actually use just the cards themselves. What we do is we're going to use the cards and sit them out as we would any other kind of any other kind of memory game. We're going to just mix the cards up, and then we're going to place them down on the table in just any kind of random pattern. And once we have the cards laid out, then the students are going to take turns trying to find matches. So a student will turn over this card and say if he selects this card, and then they'll determine, do these cards match? If they do, the student will take the card and continue on with another turn. If it does not match, we will turn those cards over, and then the next player will take a turn and see if he can find the matches as well. The Flamingo Bingo game includes 16 different bingo and Lotto boards, 64 Lotto cards, and 80 foam tokens. We're also going to include with this 9 different game tokens. With these, the students can select which one they want to use. That's their little game piece or their game helper as they play the game during the therapy session. One neat feature that we don't have a resource book or resource manual on this. You'll notice inside the cover is the instructions that are included that lets you know here's how we play the Lotto game, here's the bingo game instructions, and as well here are the instructions for memory match as well. There's also extra ideas added at the bottom, so if you want to use it as a carryover activity or extension activities as well on how to appropriately address those position words with your students. It's a fun game. Like I said, you can play it either where it's going to be a Lotto, bingo, or they can just use the cards themselves. But in any way that you want to play the game, the students are going to actually have fun learning how to appropriately use position words in this game. So if you'd like to learn more about Flamingo Bingo or any other of our products, please visit us at superduperinc.com, or you can visit us on our Facebook page and share your ideas of how you use this game in your therapy.